All right, so what so far have you been
Am I doing?
exposed to in terms of the 5%?
Right now, I know knowledge, wisdom, understanding.
And that concluded went off of the dish.
Don't worry.
It's good.
That's pretty much it.
You said, say again?
It's knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Knowledge, understanding.
All right, so you know what that is, right? What's that?
Knowledge is the foundation of everything. Wisdom is the wise ways and wisdom actions. When you use some knowledge, you to the truth. Understanding is the best practice. You use knowledge and wisdom and to see things what they truly are.
All right, I want to say this. Hold on with that for a minute. So, first of all, you know what that's called? Not all that together. That's supreme mathematics. Supreme mathematics.
Oh, supreme mathematics.
Yeah. So supreme means most high, and mathematics means science, right? So the significance of knowing supreme mathematics.
The significance. I know my dad when he tells me, he said he uses that as a tool in his life to get through it and just to help him with when he don't understand something, when he going through hard times, to use it like guidance. Like it's not a religion, but he said it's not a religion. He said it's a science that he just used to life.
Mm-hmm. So see, when you deal with mathematics, right? Mathematics is infinite, meaning there's no lowest number and there's no highest number, right? Numbers keep going on. But it's definite, meaning each number is definitive. One can only be one. 1.1 is something else. See what I'm saying? 2 can't be 3. 100 can't be 1,000. But you can keep going. And so that's why everything that you see around you is always a system that's dealing with numbers. Like your address, right? That's a system that's dealing with numbers. I don't know if y'all still go to the library, but you see over there they got the Dewey Decimal System. Yeah. You never heard of Dewey Decimal System? Yeah, we used to go to the library, and that's how they had the books organized.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you got a social security number,
mm-hmm.
You got a ID number. You know what I'm saying? All of these different things, you're able to get some kind of mental picture of through the mathematics of it. You know what I mean? Like if I tell you that somebody's tall, right? Now if they're 5 foot, they're tall for the first grade, right? But if I say they 5 foot, then you get a much clearer picture. You see what I'm saying? And if I just say, the person is, they slim, that's different than if I give you the mathematics. So see, that's what he's saying, that you're able to, and this is just numbers without the meaning, it's just arithmetic. So see the how big this room is, we can figure that out with the science of numbers and the science of arithmetic, right? But now, when we really
Also, the front cameras are out, the front desk. The green lights are on, all the green lights are on. Screen's blank.
is this on? So you know, that's how you use mathematics in the general sense. But now when we deal with supreme mathematics, right, that's when we start to understand that those numbers can represent principles. You understand what I'm saying? And those principles, once we know the proper order of them, right, then everything in the universe we able to understand. You know, when we know the whole science of these numbers and what they mean. So that's when, he gives you knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Now he's trying to learn what some of these principles mean. So like you said, knowledge is the foundation, right? That's with anything that you're dealing with. With anything that you're dealing with, the first thing you gotta do is observe. You gotta gain some kind of knowledge of what you're doing. Whether you're playing basketball, football, whatever it is, you gotta draw that up, from the foundation. You can't start at the NFL. So this is a basic law that you use. You see, just like you got high numbers, right? Those numbers, represent, when you look at those principles, you got complex situations in life. And when you get to those complex situations in life, right, if you're able to break them down to the simplest thing, right? So if you got a problem and you're trying to see what the solution is, right? So you're trying to see first, well, what is the source of the problem? You see what I'm saying? You don't want to be just dealing with the symptoms. You want to be dealing with the cause, right? So you got to put things in the proper order in order to really solve that problem. So this is how, you can use it once you know it. And then that's why we have the lessons. I don't know if he introduced you to the lessons, the 1 to 10, the 1 to 36, the 1 to 14, 1 to 40, actual facts and solar facts. Those is lessons that show us how to use the mathematics to break down these complex stories that's in the lessons. And then once we practice on being able to break those down, then we able to use it in regular life. You see what I'm saying? Like if you see, it could be any story. You see, once you have pre-mathematics, it could be the boy who cried wolf. So now, are you wise enough to see who's the boy that's crying wolf in your real life? You understand what I'm saying? Or are you going to be fooled by everybody who comes to tell you a lie? You see what I'm saying? That's signs of being able to examine, uh, and not just, you can just enjoy the story, or you can get that lesson from it, of understanding that, okay, there's some people that's crying wolf. So we examine and we make people show and prove. You see what I'm saying? So that's what, supreme mathematics is, right? And how we use it. You with me so far? You understand? All right, so he's gonna give you the rest of it, but just in terms of we teach that the black man's God.
Mhm.
All right, so what do you understand about that?
Um, I know he said that. My dad was something he was like, black man is God.
Hold on for a second. So yeah, how you understand that?
I mean, he was telling me like, he said the black man is God, and now we're just supposed to represent like the black man, something like that. And then he was also telling me that like we was the first people to civilize like everybody else. We went to like black people was the first race for everything. Native Americans, Asians, stuff like that. And he was also telling me, I don't know. He said something about like he said like from when I was younger, my dad would always tell me like I can do anything I put my mind to. He was like always, and he was like when he say that like he really do mean that. He was like because what you gotta understand is that we all come from like a higher power. The human is just God living like in human form, trying to live the creation that it made, which is life.
So what grade you in?
I'm in 11th.
11th grade. So what is the building blocks of life?
What you mean by like build life?
What's the building blocks of life?
Like when you go from baby, like now we even walk into it.
Even before a baby.
Oh, when your parents, they gotta have sex, I guess.
Right? And even when that happens, that creates what?
It creates life.
A cell. Cells is the building blocks of life. Right? Right? You got the body consists of systems. The systems consist of organs. The organs consist of cells. Remember that from science class? So, what is the building blocks of cells?
Atoms.
Atoms. And what's the building blocks of the universe? Atoms.
Atoms.
Building blocks of all this that we see around us is atoms, right? You know, so we one with the universe. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, you know, because you hear and you see a lot of things that happen above your head and below your feet, and then you might not be able to understand it. Or you can't see with the naked eye what is causing it to happen. So then you under the impression that that stuff is greater than you. But in reality, if, you know, we consist of the same atoms as all of this stuff that's around us, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the most high form of life right now? That bottle of water? Chalkboard?
Asian.
Us.
Us.
I just told you we consist of atoms. So when you say nature, we're not separated from nature. It's just like when you say right now, right? The planet Earth, we on the planet. Where's the universe?
Space? What do you mean like where's the? I don't know.
The universe is right here. We are part of the universe. You understand what I'm saying? We're not separated. See, it looks like it's out there because of your perspective. But see, that's why knowledge comes first. Because now, when you got knowledge, you're able to see things from 360 degrees in terms of perspective. So we know that, you know, in our lessons, we got that all of these planets, right, even though they look like they up there, they're all revolving around the sun. And in our degrees, it tells us in our solar system how far each one of those is from the sun. Like right now, we on the planet Earth, that's 93 million miles away from the sun. But you got Mercury is 36 million miles away from the sun. Venus is 67 million miles away from the sun. Mars 142 million miles away from the sun. You see, once you you can put things in perspective now. It's not something that you don't know. See, because, knowledge means to live and understanding means to see. So you're never going to see if you don't look. So that's the signs when it says, man, that, the black man is God. That all of these things that's around you, whatever is around you, is happening because of what's happening inside you. See, when you say the black man is God, that's me and you. Because, we've tried that mystery God. You understand what I'm saying? We've prayed, and all these things and see nothing ever came to our aid except other people like us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, how many people you studied, the Harriet Tubmans and the Nat Turners. See, those are the people that came to our aid. If Jesus come back, we'll cross that bridge then. But for right now, if there's a God in the sky, he's been asleep on the job for a couple thousand years. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So right now, whatever is going to happen, we're going to have to do it. And that's why you got to know your supreme mathematics so you can be prepared. You see what I'm saying? The same way you got to know your arithmetic in school and your science, your physics, and your chemistry and all of that. You got to know how to read and write, how to get an idea across, right? So that you can be prepared to move on all levels of society. You see what I'm saying? Like, anybody can be poor and move in the hood, and there's nothing wrong with being able to move in the hood, but you want to be able to move on all levels of society, right? Then you got to master this society. And that's one of the first things you master is the education system. You see what I'm saying? And then you're a little bit better equipped to master the economic and the political system. You see, this is how you use the supreme mathematics now, right? Because everybody go to school, you like, why am I learning this stuff? Mm-hmm. You learning it because you're preparing yourself. Because believe it or not, right now is the easy part. You see what I'm saying? So, how do you see that now?
What, like the whole thing you said?
Yeah, the black man's God.
Like, I mean, I see what you're saying. It made sense when you said everything is made out of cellular atoms because they teach you that in science. So technically, that's basically saying everything is made out of cellular atoms. I mean, everything connected.
Exactly.
That's how that made sense.
You see what I'm saying? And then now, we see the science of which the father is saying that we can go back into the science. When they examine the Human Genome Project, right? So you got a lesson that says the original man don't have no birth record. Right? Now, in order for you to have a record, that means there has to be somebody there to record it. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. See, other people, their history is recorded. Like there was somebody, but they can't find. They can tell you what is the origin of each individual type of, like European or this kind of Asian, that type of Polynesian, but they can't tell you what's the origin of man himself. And so if you're the first man, and they can't tell you what's the origin of man himself, we don't have no birth record. See, we came with the universe. Like just like all the other, like the oxygen and the water and the mountains and the stars, we came with that. So you gotta, get the rest of your mathematics on cap, right? So you can start dealing with today's mathematics. So you gotta start applying this, everything in your life. So like the day you was born, that's your mathematics. That's your mathematics for life. You was born on that day. So that applies to you. See, I was born on the 2nd. For life, that's my day. See, what your age is, that's your mathematics for this year. See how tall you are, that's your mathematics, for right now, because you still growing. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be in tune with these different things so you can know, which principles, like you said, now you can know which principles is dealing with you. So you got to deal with the signs of today's mathematics. See, because today's mathematics, this is, hold on for a second. Okay, so where was you?
See now, mathematics, like the
Oh yeah.
height.
So right. So we deal with today's mathematics because that's the cycle that we all dealing with. You understand what I'm saying? Because we all that's a cycle that's based on the rotation of the planet Earth. See what I'm saying? So we look at today's date and we take those principles and we use them. And that's today's mathematics. That's the principle that we all are dealing with. See, for some of us, we might be going to work. For some of us, we might be coming home from work. Some of us might be going to school. Some of us may work at this job, work at that job. But see, one thing we all doing is dealing with this rotation of the planet. So for the things that we got to do, that we got to be one, we got to be on point with today's mathematics. You see what I'm saying? And the reality is, whatever we do has to be one because we live in a system. You understand what I'm saying? With ourselves, right? We got a certain system amongst ourselves, and we live in the system of the world. See, like I said, there's no, separation between us and the the rain, hail, snow, and earthquake, the sun, moon, and stars, the volcanoes, all of that, right? All of that exists in us too. But the difference is we're able to manifest it. See, like a rock might have the same atoms in it that we got, but a rock can't tell you you're a rock. See, the different forms of life that you see as they become more and more conscious, right? A plant, it can't tell you that it's a plant, but you see a plant reacting to, certain things. If the light is over there, you see a plant. You see what I'm saying? Now, you got animals that they on all fours. They're a little more, they might even can do some tricks. You might can communicate with them and they respond to a certain level. But a dog can't tell you you're a dog. In fact, that's the characteristic of them that makes them man's best friend, is that they really can't differentiate. To them, the owner is just the alpha male in a pack. You see what I'm saying? But when you get to us, right, we upright perpendicular. And so we're not just able to receive life, we're able to give life on every level. You see what I'm saying? But so you're gonna get the stuff from your pops. Then when you get that, right, and you come back. But in the meantime, some of these basic things I just wanted to see if you understand. So, but what questions?
Oh, my dad told me to ask about. So he was saying something about like my hair is related to ether. I wanted to know what that means.
Your hair is related to ether?
Yeah, like he said something like your hair is ether. Cause I had hair, but I cut it. And then he was, I don't know, it was confusing. He was telling me well, I hear when we look up in the sky and it's dark, and the sun isn't out and it's just black. That's the mother of our hair. So yeah, that's cool.
Well, see, look, the body can't go past 6. In this realm of 6, we still the most high, but the body is powered by the mind. The mind is not powered by the body. You understand what I'm saying? The body can just, express those thoughts and ideas. You want to have a strong body, right? So that it can be prepared to manifest your strong ideas. You see what I'm saying? But in terms of the mind, you got people that show and prove, even with, they might have injuries or they might, not be born, they might have certain congenital defects or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that they might not be blessed to have arm, leg, arm, right? But they show and prove that they got supreme head. It was a brother that, he was a quadriplegic. And one day he hit me on Facebook. And to this day, right now, I still don't know how he did that. I still don't know how he did that. But he hit me on Facebook.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so, you see that, the mind, has the ability to, express itself in creative ways. You know what I'm saying? But, and, of course, like I said, we say the Lord's arm, leg, arm, supreme head, right? Because, like I said, we got to take care of the body and have the body be strong because, this is the optimum.
Like your temple.
You're right. This is the optimum way for you to manifest your ideas, for you to manifest your power. You know what I'm saying? But you can't be caught up in thinking that, the body is going to power the mind because the body can't go past 6. See, like there's ideas that we speaking about, right? Like when you go to algebra, right? Now, algebra is named after an individual named Al-Jabbar, right? He was a Muslim mathematician. So his ideas that he manifested, right? They live on. Everybody that goes to 7th grade, right? His ideas still live on, but his body, it's been gone. You see what I'm saying? But what he manifested from his mind still exists. So I mean, he probably could clarify it. I don't know, but that's what I have to say about that topic. Anything else?
Wait, so like when you say we have like the day you were born that represents the number, and that's the number, that's your number forever. Does that number define like how you gotta live your life, or it's just symbolic to like that number is just always symbolic to it? Don't really define you as a person. What you got?
I mean, you see how that principle applies in every situation is different. You see what I mean? So let's say, for instance, right, you say you was born on the 10th. So in our supreme alphabet, that's justice. So see, justice is a penalty or reward. So, like I said, it depends now on how you prepare yourself. See, you might prepare yourself to, serve justice on anybody who tries to get in your way. You're prepared with the sword for them. And I don't mean a physical sword, right? It means whatever is going to take their head in that situation, right? Like it might be a teacher that don't like you or something, right? But you know what? Let me just do all my shit. Just do it. I ain't gonna say nothing to you, right? Even if you take 10 points off my grade because I refuse to speak to you in class, can do that. You see, I got this 100 over here, so I still got 90. So you got to be prepared like that for every situation. See, that's why we say the sword is wisdom. You see what I'm saying? Or you cannot prepare yourself, right, and be struggling your whole life, and then that's your justice, that's your penalty. See, so it's not the principle is not going to make you, it's how you apply the principle or fail to apply the principle that's going to define. Got anything else? All right, look, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? You need time, see what we call this mental food. It's just like, you need some time for your food to digest physically. You need some time for it to digest mentally. You know what I'm saying? So, I got live stream. So we get into the live stream, and then you can just do the knowledge and absorb what you absorb. You know what I'm saying? So we got in here today, couple people. See what I'm saying? When like I said, when I was going on your man yesterday, we had a full house. Today we dealing with positivity. We see how y'all do. Yeah, love eternal. In fact, speaking of Lord Graceful, we looked at the weather report and it is raining this Saturday. So we're moving the Lord Graceful celebration to the 28th, Saturday the 28th. We had no choice. But yeah, you can put it on that page. We got Queen Mecca, Divine Understanding, CERN Love, Black Justice, Ramin Allah. Welcome to the channel. Powerful Almighty, welcome to the channel. So yeah, actually, y'all lucked up. I don't know. I don't know if some of y'all probably wasn't in here, so we're gonna roll with it. But the question of the day, y'all lucked up because the young brother came in and it was necessary. See, that's how mathematics works. Because on the live stream, the question of the day was going to be, why do you have to know supreme mathematics? Or why do you need to know supreme mathematics? Or why do you know supreme mathematics? Does everybody know, for yourself? Why do you know today's mathematics? I don't know if y'all was here. We went through that a minute ago, but maybe you have your own answer. Maybe you have your own answer here of why you know today's supreme mathematics. I mean, granted, listen, I was there where you come into the knowledge and the brothers say, look, that's you got to know this, to see if you ever rise above being a follower, right? To being a leader, which doesn't mean that you're doing your own thing over there. Doesn't mean you're going against the grain. It just means you know why you're doing what you're doing. See, the followers is just the people that you ask them where this is going this way. But if you say, okay, look, we going this way because that's the promised land, and somebody over here knows the way better than me, so they've been there before. So yeah, I'm they doing their thing, and I'm playing my position. See, that's still a leader. The original Mr. 120. See, we didn't have too many people in here, so we should. I don't know how many. But the question of the day is not rhetorical. Black Justice says supreme mathematics are keys. Yeah, but I'm saying, why do you have those keys? If you ever run into somebody with a whole bunch of keys, but they don't got the locks, they don't know where the locks. Like those locks that those keys is to, those they've been out of service. The original Mr. 120 said you can't choose the best part for yourself if you don't know today's mathematics. Edward Green, Rahmanullah said memorization and studying. That was another video. Is that how you came in tune with the live stream? We had another live stream where, see, when you these lessons, right? And even the stuff that I tell you, right? Don't just remember it. You gotta study. You see what I'm saying? Because if you just memorize it, then it don't mean that to you. But if it's something that you study in it, right? Meaning you breaking it down, you seeing how it works. You seeing how to, apply it. Like if you got, I don't know if you play basketball or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You study the game, you see how this person do their crossover, and then you try it. See, that's the real study. See, you can just memorize it. There's people that just do the announcing, right? And they got every play since 1950 memorized. Can't play a lick. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But see, when you studying it, and then you're going to learn. You see what I'm saying? And when you learn it and you show improve, the final stage of learning is to practice, to be able to show mastery of it, demonstrating it. You see what I'm saying? I got sincere. So powerful Almighty said to be in accordance with universal law. Divine understanding said it is necessary to orient you with all life and situations around you. You understand these statements?
Mm-hmm.
Because all of this is true.
So it's multiple answers, never just one right answer, like how they teach me in school.
See, it's not always one right answer, but that doesn't mean there's no wrong answers. See what I'm saying? So, for instance, if somebody said, and see, nobody probably would admit that, but if somebody said, look, I know today's mathematics because I'm someplace where I'm scared, and these brothers is they established, so I want to be around them, and so I just know more mathematics, so they allow me to be around them and safe. You see what I'm saying? Or somebody could say, I know it because the girls around here, they into dudes that know that, so I just know it. I don't fuck with that shit. I eat pork. See, that would be the wrong answer. You see what I'm saying? It's just because it's a lot of right answers don't mean it's not a lot of wrong answers. You see what I'm saying? Black Justice said we use them to know how to govern ourselves accordingly with the proper application of the mathematics. Edward Green said if you don't know something, you can't practice it. If you can't practice it, you can't apply it or live it out at all. So, that's the difference, when you can just memorize them, or you can really see like, all right, when you applying things, just when you're doing things in general, you ever heard the term ass backwards? There's some people that they do things in reverse order. See, like if you get involved with something and then you try to figure it out, you did it in reverse order.
Figuring out thinking.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, if, like I said, let's go back to the basketball, right? You just run onto the court and grab the ball and shit. Yeah, Bird was running full court. You just run onto the court and grab the ball, so you didn't do the knowledge. You didn't gain the facts that you can use to apply and say, okay, all right, brothers playing. Yo, who got next? See, once I got knowledge, now I know how to wisdom to get the best part, which is the understanding. Instead of running out onto the court, the motherfuckers jump me and shit because they in the middle of a fast break. It's point game. So that's what they mean in terms of using it to govern yourself accordingly. This is the basic foundation, the supreme mathematics. So you're going to see all these different situations that you could apply it to. You know what I'm saying? So right now, you got a little bit, more limited experience. You ain't do as much things as me. You see what I'm saying? But as you go on through time, right, you will be able to use the mathematics to see even those worlds that you ain't get into yet, right? You'll be able to break it down. Like if you need to get something done, right? Something we was taught is to deal with the leader. You a leader, so whoever you want to deal with, you want to deal with the leader. You gotta be able to identify who that person is. You gotta be able to come in and say, all right, who's the foundation of this right here? What's going on? All right, let me speak to that person about, what I want to be successful at. A lot of times, whatever is happening, right? Especially if these people is followers. See, if you don't have an idea of what you want to do, right? There's people that have ideas that they need people, like they can't accomplish it by themselves. They need other people to accomplish that with them. And if you ain't got no idea for yourself, they'll draft you into their idea. And then you just be living out.
Like life, like right now, like how we live, like you gotta work to get by, you gotta pay for bills and work.
But not just that. Well, more, so let's say a person wants to, they wanna loot this place, whatever it is, right? But they need a crowd of people to do it. You see what I'm saying? Now, if after school you got a determined idea to do what you're doing, right? You're gonna be like, yeah, nah, see y'all later. You see what I mean? But if you just out there with no real idea of who you are, what your character is, what you want to do, what's righteousness and what's unrighteousness, then you might just get caught up thinking that you're having fun. You see what I'm saying? So this is why you gotta have, you gotta develop your own idea. You see what I'm saying? Because the first people, you going a little bit far, but we say that white people came from a man who had an idea, and in his idea, he needed to start with 59,999 people. And so in order to draw those people into his idea, he went out and started talking to them, right? And those 59,999 people, right, was given the idea that involved more people. And if you don't have your own idea, they got places for you. They got places where, it works out for them and it don't work out for you. Divine love
Yeah.
Like jail. See what I'm saying? Where they're gonna get paid. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna get paid and you're not. You're not gonna be able to live all your mathematics. See, next you got knowledge and understanding, and when you get the culture of freedom, so you ain't got no freedom in there. You ain't got no women in there, so your mathematics would be incomplete in there.
Can't that drop you a scene?
Yeah. Why do you think people be acting like that when they get out?
Nah, that makes sense now.
Yeah, you got some people that went in there and then never be the same again. That's a traumatic experience. So Divine Allah said I gotta renew my history. Now, can you define renew my history? How do you respond? How do you pronounce this? Is it Rahmin or Ramin? Is it Ramin? What is this?
What, Ronald?
Yeah, this brother is Rahmin. I don't know how to pronounce it. He said the essential numbers of the mathematics are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. On these numbers rests the entire structure of mathematics. Now, I'm gonna get technical here, but the essential numbers is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See, 0, right? The cipher is formed by the knowledge being complete. And then the knowledge adds a cipher to show and prove that. Now that is in the history of, we went through that early in the, we're coming up on the 4-year anniversary, about somewhere around for the live stream. So, like in the first couple of months, we went through this, how the, Arabic number system developed from the Hindu number system, and how, originally the 0 was just a placeholder. Over time, right, it became useful as a number, for calculations. Yeah, right. Now, Arabi hit on something that I did agree with you when you were saying working and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
That especially when it's not a job that you want to do. When you're forced into this kind of labor or whatever. Not saying slavery, but just low income shit that you don't want to be doing, right? When you're forced to do that, then you're caught up in somebody else's idea. You see what I'm saying? When you could have manifested your own ideas and controlled your destiny much better than that. So Allah said, a study of this work will show also that mathematics is the fundamental law of the universe. Agreed. You said there is more to numbers than to count, change, or number things for identification. Okay, so let me ask you a question. What is the value of 0? You getting some good stuff here. What is the value of 0? Divine Allah said, I haven't been studying due to circumstances. I used to go through my math and alphabet and lessons every day, at least once. Haven't studied in months. Okay, so when you renew your history, right? Which part you gonna renew? The part when you were studying the lessons, or the part when you wasn't studying the lessons? And when did you decide to renew your history? We have a new question. We have a new question on the so Rahman says infinity. Okay, explain. Black Justice said the value comes when it's added on to something.
Mm.
The original Mr. 120 said on the keyboard, 0 comes after 9 as well. So this is what I'm saying, right? You know,
Oh, shit.
calculate this infinity. Like, what does that mean? Because now, this is what I'm saying now, right? Knowledge is infinite. And so everything that proceeds from knowledge, right, that's incompletion of the cipher with knowledge is infinite. So for my equality is infinite. Powerful Almighty said the value of 0 is nothing. Edwin Green says the value of 0 is 0. Dude, you gotta be serious, man. You see, here's the key, right? We're gonna continue with that, Robin. But to not go too far off the deep end, because the young brother's here, right? Right. See, the cipher is a person, place, or thing. So see, a person, place, or thing cannot be 0. So when you see the cipher in our lessons, no, that's a person, place, or thing that came into existence after knowledge went to born. So that's why this is where there's a fine line here, right, between cipher and 0 that you gotta understand. See, 0 is the number that we use to represent the idea and concept. But cipher is not 0. Devon said, I'm trying to go back to studying. I don't like being stagnant and learning. Now, here's something I got to ask you, right? How has your, said you got to go back to studying, right? Now, in this length of time that you haven't been studying, right? Have you been teaching? Peace. Because see, that goes hand in hand. You can't just be studying and not teaching because you're going to lose it, first of all. Just like with any other thing, we can remember how to do it. Don't get me wrong. You can always get back on your bike. I understand what you mean. You see, if you got to go back to renewing your history, as you say, you can see if your history is having the knowledge, then, some people, you renewing how long you renewing your history? If you knew 120, that you got some people that they learn 120 in a couple months, and then they was renewing their history for years. See, if you don't use it, you lose it.
You always see that.
Yeah. See, look, right now, right? If you had to get some heart surgery, right? And you had one dude that he got all A's in Harvard, medical school, right? But that was back in 1980. And he has not performed any surgeries since 1980, right? And then you got this guy over here, right, that he ain't even got a degree. But, you know, he got a list of people that he successfully operated on. Which guy?
I mean, I'd rather do the person that's been doing it. If you ain't been doing it, then you might mess up on me and I end up dying.
And so, see, that's how the science of mathematics work too. You see what I mean? Where you can't just study it and say, "Oh yeah, I knew it." You know, you got people saying, "Yeah, I had it in my house." You got to be constantly putting in the activation. See, look, even by, like I said, the ways that you're applying everything that you're going into, you say, "Okay, what should I do first?" You know, who's the person that's the foundation? What's the thing that's the source of this, right? If it's a problem, what's the source of the problem, right? If it's a solution, okay, what's the first thing I gotta do? Excuse me, freedom cut. He might have. I don't know. I've been in here. All right. You see what I'm saying? When you activating it, because see, when you activating it, right, you teaching it too, because people gotta see you doing it. You see what I'm saying? When people see you doing things and they see you rising to the top, right? Then those people that's leaders is gonna say, I need to do what he's doing. You see what I'm saying? Now you're gonna get some followers too, but you want to get rid of them because they their way. So what's this here? Like just Allah said, God tells me the best way to keep it is to keep giving it away. Yeah, you know, because it's not like money. You know, where there's a certain supply of it. You see what I'm saying? And it's certain things that see what it is you're not God. You see what I'm saying? When you put a limitation on it, you're not really with us. All this stuff you're talking about, the knowledge is infinite and all that. You see what I'm saying? Because you're not with us. You're not one with us. Because if somebody else is successful, right, it's not enough for you that you was a part of that. You see what I'm saying? Like right now, if you going to be the president of the United States, say, "Yo, remember that brother came in my class and I dropped some jewels on him, he manifested." You understand what I'm saying? But see, some people, you trying to, they got a name for that. It's called the Chronos complex. See, Chronos is like time. And he didn't want none of his kids, because see, he was a god, right? And he knew all his kids was gods.
Oh, like Zeus and all of them?
Yeah.
They had to fight.
Yeah, because he didn't want none of them to overcome them. So then, by trying to suppress them, what happened? He got destroyed. See, now look, that's what I'm saying about when you got the mathematics, you can draw up the lesson and see what it means. That you're trying to destroy, you know what I'm saying, other people that can take things where you can't even take it anyway.
So to be God, it means to build and destroy. Like you have a choice. Whether you build certain things, you can destroy. Like it needs to be destroyed. Like you can build and destroy basically positively. Like certain things need to be destroyed, like for the better. Not so much.
Right. See, you gotta remember that. You know, like you said, see, positive and negative. You know, these is things that we got the power to do. Right. Just like I said, we made of cells. The cells are made of atoms, and every atom's got positive and negative in it. You see what I'm saying? And it's a matter of how you use that. You understand what I'm saying? You want to build on the positive and destroy that which is negative. Around men a lot. See, I had to sit down and draw this up. Yeah, this is like Eddie Murphy. This is like Eddie Murphy delirious, right? This is like Eddie Murphy delirious. Freedom culture. Wise Bezos. Alchem Salam. So look, we're gonna put the old question back up. Let's put the old question back up for these new jacks. For these new jacks that just came in. What's the old question? It's a question right there for the new people that just came in. King Math. King Math. But here we got this question up here, not rhetorical. Why do you know today's supreme mathematics? See, the early people lucked out. They lucked out. See, that's what I should have did. I should have just built with him and then started the live later. Fix y'all wagons. So Wise Prince said, because Allah taught me and I'm in tune with my brothers. That's why he knows today's supreme mathematics. Freedom Culture said, because I did the knowledge to God. Al-Kam Salam said, because when you know better, you do better. Yeah. But I'm not even gonna tell y'all. Y'all gotta be one. I ain't even gonna tell you. We had a whole. Actually, we went through it twice. King Lee said one of the reasons is to give me an order for how to structure my day. He said one of the reasons is to give me an order for how to structure my day. Two is it's our culture. Now look, that's another thing right there. Now see, look. See, all that science that I said about that, right? That's true. Notwithstanding that, at the end of the day, this is family. And that's our tradition. That's our festivals. That's what we do. You understand what I'm saying? Other people, they put Christmas trees out and bake turkey and have cranberry. We deal with lessons. That's what we do. You understand what I'm saying? In the same way, if somebody came by the house and thought y'all family traditions, you know, it's the same thing. You can get out. So that's actually, that's one of the top reasons right there. That this is our bloodline, is the knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? You know, our what you call that, the the vessels that I run through, man, is the mind, and our communication. That's how this blood flows through this body. So if you ain't in tune with the mathematics, not part of this body. Right, man said also my brothers used to put that foot on me if I didn't study, I got the hard way. Actually, that's the easy way. See, the hard way is when you try to avoid people that's going to tell you when you're wrong. And so, you're on the internet trying to get this knowledge, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you can know a language, but you don't know how it sounds when they speak it. See, like nobody knows how, like the hieroglyphics, they say they can read it. Now I can't read it, so they tell me anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they can't read it. I'm just saying I can't show and prove that you can't. Right? But they don't know how it sounds. When they reading it to you, they telling you in English. They telling you, yeah, this is Sneferu right here, and the moon is saying. They not telling you in their language. So see, it's the same thing with this right here. You can get the lessons from Melchizedek on Amazon. You can download it from any number of places on the internet, right? You ain't got no blood, son. You didn't see the only way for life, right? There's no way to come about with life without life.
Yeah.
Life only comes from life. Like, see, anything you see when they say they clone an animal, they already had a cell. They can't, like, see, you can get all the parts of the body, right? They had a movie like that, where a dude went out and got all the parts of the body, sewed them together, and then tried to hit them with lightning, try to hit that with lightning, and try to think he can make life. You see what I'm saying? But it don't work like that. Life can only come from life. So, this right here, it's not live, the internet. So you go ahead and buy it from wherever. See, I tell people, look, people come here looking for the lessons. You know how I set up? 127th Street and 6th Avenue. Kim Salon said you can be a functional illiterate in any culture. Powerful Almighty, I did the knowledge to your stream from yesterday. I actually have the plus lesson where Dumont was going through the science of the fairy tales. Yeah, see, that, I never, it's one thing, Dumont never buying any stuff, man. But yeah, I grew up with that. Three Little Pigs, Little Red Riding Hood. But yeah, we had a brother that his mathematics was so good, where he could apply it, he could tell you those stories in a way to show and prove the black man's God. Yeah. Dumont YD. He was look, and I do when I was like, yeah, I used to be around him all the time. I met him, I think I was a little bit younger than you.
Well, I'm 16. How old are you?
Yeah, probably about that. 15, 16, that's when I met him. Man said I got the supreme math by word of mouth. We had to walk with the elder gods. God, that's the easy way. You went to the people that have it down pat and you asked them. That's the easy way, God. Listen, you can't be full of shit, but you don't want to be full of shit anyway, do you? You know what I'm saying? You went to the people that was the experts and you asked them how it go. That's the easiest way for anything. Like right now, look, the easiest way to get money is to go down to the bank and ask them for it. You know what I'm saying? They, now it's only certain conditions under which they're gonna give it to you. But I'm just saying that going to somebody who doesn't have money to get it, that's the much more difficult way. King Master, you need to know today's supreme mathematics. So when examination happens, you can show and prove you don't just talk the math, but you walk it too. Yeah, well, that's the cultural kind of answer right there too. You know what I mean? Because, or let me ask you a question. When you said, so when examination happens, right, you can show and prove you don't just talk the math, but you walk it too, right? So what you mean by that? When does examination happen? Wise Bezos? I don't know if I want to give you my answer. I turned Masonic in the last 10 minutes. Freedom coaches said I had to strive for mathematics and lessons. No one pressured me at all. What do you mean? Who did someone else say something that made you feel it was pressure? See, because one thing about us, man, right? I never understood why people say that, we try to, control people because we kind of famous for telling people to leave. we well known for telling people to go their way. So I'm not sure how that came up, but I'm still waiting for when the examination happens. Like you said, there wasn't no one checking on me really. No, you just wasn't going around the brothers that the brothers didn't know where you was at. You see what I'm saying? Freedom coaches said it was all self-interest. Well, I mean, look, if you come around the 5% a couple times, right? At least, now it's a little bit different though. But when I was getting the knowledge, and you can't, let's say, after the first 5 ciphers that you was a part of, right? You had to really want to be at 5% to keep coming around. Hey, bro, listen, we make you fast 3 days. You know, so man said, what was the question? No, the question was King Mav said, you need to know today's supreme mathematics so when examination happens, you can show and prove you don't just talk the math, but you walk it too. But I was just saying, when does examination happen? When are you considering that to be taking place? Knowledge build said, peace. I know today's mathematics because I took the time to learn supreme mathematics. I learned supreme mathematics to improve myself and to teach others based on supreme mathematics. While men said the examination was every day. Okay, what was the everyday examination? See, this is important because, listen, I'm just saying, this has always been something that I want to see what you're saying. Robbie said it was hard out there for a win. Yeah, it was, man. You know, if you didn't really want to come around, you know what I'm saying, and you didn't, to some degree, it's one of the things where you're never going to be a master the first day. You're not going to be a master the first week, the first month. You know what I'm saying? So, the original Mr. 120 said, whatever you say or do is subject to examination. Indeed. But look, the young guy got to get ready to go. So I'm going to cut to the chase here, right? Is that, see, nothing about the lessons and quoting the lessons is really the examination. See, the real test is when you get out there. See, that's when you're really going to be tested. You see what I'm saying? Do you live by dietary law? See, as long as you at the rally and there's nothing but vegan dishes there, see, we can sit in a cipher. I can sit on this live stream, right? And we can imagine all types of worlds, all types of realities, right? You got movies, video games, music, that's all different figments of people's imagination. And there's people that live in those worlds. There's people that walk around every day like Luke Skywalker. But what happens if they try to really do that? Like, what happens if they get in a problem with somebody and they try to hit them with their lightsaber? That's not going to work. That's fake. You know what I'm saying? Maybe at some time in the future, they'll come up with something. But in the meantime, you know what I'm saying? You gotta realize that this right here is just plain. See, it's like, look, you could take the written test to drive the car. You could take the road test to drive a car. But how many times have you been on the highway going 80 and there's somebody on there that you like, bro, you couldn't have taken the test, man. You could, you couldn't have, because that's the real test when you get out there going 80 miles an hour and somebody swerve out their lane. Now we know if you can drive, not because you got 100 on the written test. And it's the same thing with this right here. Yeah, you could have quoted all that, but then when you got out there, you was a piece of shit. So you got to understand, what is the real examination? See, that's what I'm saying. See, the reason why I take that personally, because people always act like I'm examining people. I mean, well, I am the chief examiner. but I'm saying they act like, I'm giving you a medical exam. This ain't an exam. This ain't the test. This is a medical exam to see who you is. See if you healthy and shit. Test your blood and shit. But the real test, the real examination, right, of who you of yourself is when you get out there in the world. See, every person on here, if they have knowledge any length of time, they can tell you. They can tell you that one of the reasons they call us the 5% is that because out of all the people you get the knowledge with, there only be a couple of us left. You wait a couple of years, there's only a couple of us left. Supreme born. But yeah, that's why I never liked that. Because people always act like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not the bad guy. I'm the good guy. I'm the person that, look, I'll make sure you got your vitamins and everything. See, I'll let you know, look, you a little deficient in vitamin C there. you get a little more vitamin C and shit so you can be ready for that real test. I resent the assertion West Coast Wise said that's definitely the case. I was getting the knowledge with this brother and he showed promise that he never got out of the 1 to 10. Yeah, there's certain graveyards. There's certain graveyards. Like I never knew nobody that got to like the understanding power degree in the 1 to 40 and then they learned. But look, that wisdom at a cipher degree in the 1 to 40, that's like the Great Wall of China or something. The 1 to 36, woo. Said you heard on the news a lot of migrants from Venezuela went to New York and y'all met it. I mean, I seen them around. I haven't met them. They kind of ain't doing anything. See, now I don't know why you brought that up, right? But see, the significance of that, right, is they want to bring, or it's I don't say they want to bring, but look, one of their strategies, right, is to put people that they know is separation between them together. Like, see, when you look at these different countries even, right, that was formed by the colonial powers, right, they put together tribes of people that never got along. And then they're able to use that separation and then cause division, right? And then once you got separation and division, now you got grafting. Peace.
I'll be back Thursday, right?
Yeah, Thursday is another different teacher.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be back. Well, you come on Tuesdays, but I'll be back Tuesday.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Oh yeah, the cultural freedom degree in the 1 to 14. Yeah, that's another graveyard. That's another graveyard. Yep, that's it. Look, some can't get past the swan. You know, because I don't know how y'all, do, because people practice a much better dietary laws. You know what I'm saying? But I remember it was like this. It was like this. When the brother gave me the paper, right? When the brother gave me the paper, let's pretend this is the paper right here, where this is the list, and it got 3 columns, right? And all 3 columns is filled all the way to the bottom of the page, right? And it's all the stuff that's swan. So here we go. Here we go. Wait. Page 2. Here we go. Page 3. Listen. That's when I was happy. That was one time that it paid off. That I've always been a picky eater. You see what I'm saying? So then it was just like, all right, I just stick to chicken and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good with that. Like, because some of this shit is like, wait a minute, man. Like, I'm 15. I don't know about how the fuck toothpaste got pig in it. I get shit. I'm like, yo, how did this happen? I can't. So I said, fuck it, man. Whenever I see the guys dealing with, that's what I do. You see, Wise, I'm gonna let you hide your dirty religion. I'm gonna let you hide your dirty religion behind these new people that came in. And I'm gonna give my answer to why it's important to know today's supreme mathematics, right? It's because mathematics is everything and everywhere, right? There's all different cycles that's going on in us and around us all the time. You see what I'm saying? So, for instance, we say our physical degree. What's your physical degree, right? That's your degree for the whole year. That applies to you, though. See, how long you had the knowledge and how long I had the knowledge, that's different mathematics. You see what I'm saying? But the cycle that we all dealing with, everybody on the planet, right? is the one that we base our history on, which is our home circumference, right? A year to every mile just produces the 24 hours in a day, which is the cycle that we calculate when we're dealing with today's supreme mathematics. So see, we all dancing to different drums, right? We all got different rhythms. Some of us work in the daytime, some of us work in the nighttime. Some of us know 120, some of us don't know 120. But in order for us to be one, right, with ourselves and with all the systems that exist around us, right, in our home right here on the planet Earth, which nurtures our existence, we deal with today's supreme mathematics. You know what I'm saying? And there's many different applications, right? From the most simplistic, where we all got to be on point as to when it's time to, let's say if we was dealing with agrarian science, when it's time to plant our crops. If we was fishermen, right, then we had to be on point with the same mathematics in our environment to be able to know when the fish is biting. See what I'm saying? If, we was hunters, right, we would need to be on the same mathematics with each other in our environment to know when the animals is when they trek through our area. All the way up to the most complex, right? We building our civilization and basing it on the science of mathematics, right? And this is something that we all got to be one with and in tune with if we're going to have any type of cohesive unit that we consider in a nation. So this is why it's important to know today's supreme mathematics based on, the science, right? But, as brothers pointed out, it's also based on that this is our family tradition. I don't know how many people was here when I said that earlier, but this is what we do. Other families, they put up lights and shit on Christmas. Like I seen people with motherfucking, they got a whole, I don't know what you call it, but it's lights, but it's Santa Claus and the reindeer on their roof. That's their tradition. That's what they do. See, now to me and my family, that's crazy to us. We deal with lessons. I guess that's crazy to us. Wise Bezos said, remember that older brother I was telling you about where y'all was saying that it'll be easier to teach his children, and him and his wife didn't want to go past the 72-hour fast. I mean, see, here's the thing with the 5%, right? There's salvation, right? But see, really, the 5% is work. See, that's why proselytizing is no good. See, from the simplistic, from the most simple form, where look, see, in Christianity, if you walk around with a Bible, right, you ain't got to know shit in there. But if you walk around with a Bible, you one of the most pious. You see, in this, all you're gonna do is get your lessons taken. You just walking around with them, you don't know any of them. See, we don't have a person. See, because look, I come on here, I talk to you, but see, you got too much problems. I gotta help you. Gotta help yourself. Even with understanding this right here, I got other things I gotta do. See, because all of the things that you got to do when you got your flag, right? If you got, your family, man. Look, I got my family. You got to see, because you're not going to give me the rewards of your life. So don't be dumping off all the problems of your life on me. So what that means is you gotta knowledge, wisdom, and understand and live it out for yourself. A lot of these people, that's not their idea. They looking for the pearly gates. But this is different, G. This is, listen, you get out of salvation, right? Think about this. I mean, you get out of hell, right? You get the knowledge of yourself, right? You saved yourself. And then what happened? They turn you around, send you right back into hell to go save others. That's the 5% for you. So see, a lot of these people that they like the way we speak and all of that, and that's good, and it's a camaraderie feeling and all that around us, and that's peace. But back in the days, we used to call them cultural admirers. Conscious observers. But we didn't give them names and flags, God. We did not. Minallah, Islam is mathematics, and mathematics is Islam. Mathematics is the bridge over which one must cross in order to reach the other side of the triangle from the unknown to the known. Yeah, you hiding your dirty religion, see, because I wasn't going to tell you nothing. See, but because these new brothers was on here, then now you get to, I should have kicked you off before I said that. But you know how y'all do. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and ask if there's any questions. We got any questions here before we wind this down. And, almost wasn't alive today for like 2 or 3 hours. It felt like I had a crick. You get a crick in your neck. It felt like I had a crick right in the middle of my back. Like it was real. Like I felt like I was getting locked up or something. Can't call it for a second here. But we made it work. Supreme Justice. We had a young brother in here today. So we had we went through some I like these classes, but we deal with the very basic stuff. But yeah, we had a young brother in here. He actually I guess he's born in the nation. So his pops brought him by. I guess that was over the weekend. His pops brought him by, maybe Friday, Saturday. At any rate, he came back today to civilization class. So, he's kind of just now getting introduced to it, in terms of he had to go through the basics of, the black man even being God. While we deal with this, supreme mathematics and all of that, because I think a lot of people don't know. So it's funny. See, he came in, I already had this topic. That's what's wild, is that I already had this topic, right? But that he came in, it necessitated for me to speak on it because of him anyway. So some people, they got the answer before the question really was presented because they was here when I was building with the brother. He said, essentially, what else besides dietary laws, knowledge of lessons, and mathematics makes a box to check during an examination? Okay, you said knowledge of lessons, right? There's wisdom of lessons. There's understanding of lessons. There's living out the lessons. There's what you use your power to do with the lessons. There's dealing in equality with the lessons. There's if you God or the devil. Because remember, who's the original man that starts with the Asiatic black man? To make devil, woman began grafting from the original man. So was you God or the devil with the lessons? Because the lessons is not going to decide that for you. Did you build or did you destroy it with the lessons? What did you make born? Those are some of the things that I'm checking for during an examination. Supreme Justice, I know today's mathematics because it is a must that I apply the principles and values that I study and strive for to have and see myself within the realm of reality and navigate through this same reality. Yeah, I always wonder that about people, like the people who say, they don't have to study the lessons because they are the lessons. I always wondered, there's who's the original man and there's what is a real devil. And so kind of, if you don't know these principles, right, that pertain to the reality that you're in, how do you really know which one you're doing? You guys said, are they Pluto? Hey man, either that or WF Muhammad. But Yeah, I don't know. I guess see the young brother. See, I just see how I like when people see that's real teaching. You see what I'm saying? When I'm dealing with somebody who don't have the knowledge, I don't know what it is. See, my energy is down now. When he was here, I was on fire. Yeah, you know what's funny, Supreme? As you say, when they say that, that's when you ask them why do they know Supreme Mathematics. But look, see, once upon a time, you got asked that before you got the knowledge. Well, as Bezos said, there's a lot of resistance to everything we do. Being at 5% is not for the faint of heart. It's not. It most certainly is not. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, first of all, right, you know, it's a major change, especially, if you're, see, it is, for me, it's a less of a change at knowledge power, because, a lot of the people that I knew at that time, I wasn't going to be seeing them. I wasn't going to be seeing them, people that you knew in junior high school, you wasn't going to be seeing them for the rest of your life, for the most part anyway. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, there wasn't that many things that I had built that now it's like, okay, now I got to adjust things that I built. Like, I'm just in the midst of building at that time. You know what I'm saying? But, just when you're talking about that degree of change, you see what I'm saying? Like, see, I didn't feel it in myself, but I saw it in my family. There was a lot of resistance amongst them because that was a big change. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it didn't really, it was natural. Supreme just said it's crazy because it ain't just the why though. It's the who, what, where, when, and how. That I might make that the next live. Of the people I taught, who surprised me the most, still being here. I mean, I didn't. I mean, I had 100%. I had 100% confidence in democracy. I can't call it. So I think I'm probably a little more shocked. That some people retired from the arena. But I can't really think of nobody, because, if I didn't think you was going to be around, I wouldn't have gave you knowledge. See, that's what I'm saying. I didn't proselytize. Like there was people that, they got turned away, like, nah, the same view. And if it is for them, they get it, you know what I'm saying? But, see, some people, it's like, see, I know you. See, y'all go to college and shit and teach people that y'all just met. Nah, but I've been in school with you. I know you. You know, it's some people that listen. You didn't have the prerequisite civilization and righteousness to even come around us. You stay on the other side of the fire. So, it was I can't really think of nobody because I didn't have people like that really maintained around. Now I will say this. There was a couple of brothers, right, that, they was conscious observers, right? And there was even a brother that I asked him, like he was in high school at the same time I was, right? And he actually, like I said, he was a conscious observer. He used to be around us all the time, right? And he was feel, he was like the homeless. He was a young brother. And he ended up getting the knowledge, like after I left high school, he got the knowledge from some brothers that I taught, right? And he's coming to the rally and everything. I see him at the rally. And one day I asked him, like, what you doing with these guys, man? Like, what I'm saying? He was there when, and he just was like, yeah, the way it was when y'all was there, it was too, the fire was too hot. I can't come in the kitchen. I haven't seen him in some years. I don't know if he still got the knowledge or whatever, but there's a couple of people like that. You know what I'm saying? And there is some people that, I just knew out in the world, right? As like, yeah, that I didn't really think they was gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? And they still around, you know what I'm saying? But to tell the truth, there's a lot more people that I kind of called it. Like that, I used to, that was a common thing that I used to tell people that, look, your man ain't gonna make it. Ask the information. A lot of people they brought around telling your man ain't gonna make it. So most people, I guess, they would say that I was harsh about that, but I was merciful. You see what I'm saying? Because I knew you couldn't handle. Uh, any of the guys that surprised me, did I get any of them? Well, I mean, not really. I mean, I can't think of somebody like. I mean, I'm sure somebody if I think long enough, but I mean, like somebody like even if I thought they wasn't gonna make it and they still around, right? It's not like they, you know, a bastion of wisdom and understanding or something. You know what I mean? Like there's people in the knowledge that like they the guys and all that, but I wouldn't send you around to learn that. Yeah, lots of people, surprised me, even in terms of, when they dealt with whatever their growth and development was when they left the nation, right? You know, what they grew into, I was like, wow. And when a person, when you start crossing like, 15, 20 years, and you just now admitting that this is not for you, that shocks me. But I would say the last time I'm talking about I was really jaw dropped, shocked by what the deal was when Shaheed Imala became a minister down in Atlanta in the NOI. But that was really, like I didn't, that was like my first thing where I seen that. Like, there was people that they told me they used to be 5%, and now they was ministers in the NOI. You know what I'm saying? And I seen people that was 5% going to NOI, be ranking file. But he was the first person that I knew personally, and he was a minister. I guess he is. Halftime, yeah, you missed it. You missed a pretty good one. You missed a pretty good one today. Wise Prince said, said when he first met me, he didn't think much about me because I was quiet and didn't say much. Years later, he was surprised. Okay, now that's happened. There's been some people that was quiet, right? And it's like, yo, they go in now. There was some people like that. And so what about the brothers that was born and raised in the nation under Elijah Muhammad, who came to law school in Mecca? I mean, yeah, there's a couple of brothers I know like that too. But I don't know if y'all still use that type of terminology. You know what I'm saying? But we consider, having the knowledge of self our birthright. So, it never really shocks me somebody claiming their birthright. Supreme Justice said, I told you before that you came off mad intimidating online. It wasn't until I actually met you that you seemed opposite and we knew some of the same people. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That over the years, right, it's always, but like I said, when I examine, right, that's that's one of the things you miss halftime. See, when I examine, that's like a medical examination. See, that's not the examination. See, when you get out there to the streets, that's the examination. See, when we was there in high school, right, and we was building, boom, boom, actually the day's mathematics, right, you thought that was the test. But see, the real test was when you went away to college, and then when you came back, you ain't studied lessons since you left. The real test is when you get out there, right? And then you call us back saying, yeah, man, I'm the only God out here. There ain't no gods out. Guess what? Ain't no gods where you at? You ain't out of 5%. See, that's the real test is out there. See, you can pass the bar, but it's all your clients in jail. If you lost every lawsuit, that's the real test. Actually, I've been getting my reps in. It's I don't know if you was hearing me. I had some type of, you get a crook in your neck. Earlier today, it felt like I had a crook in the middle, right in the middle of my back. Like right here below where my chest is. So we almost it was at that level where we almost ain't do live. But I did a little stretching. Peace. You said, on a tangent, I heard another content creator tell his viewers to hit the subscribe button again for notifications because supposedly the algorithm will get rid of them if they watch other channels frequently. I didn't know. Now look, there is something that does that. That there's lots of people that have said that somehow they got unsubscribed. I don't know. I don't know why that happens, but that could be the reason. But yeah, in general, people need to check their subscribe and their notification bells to make sure they know when we're coming on. That's probably why some people is not coming on for 45 minutes or an hour. But listen, what we could do, right, to stop this thing from happening is if I start selling y'all sovereignty papers and real estate ventures, then I'll be number one on the algorithm. Then that's how you get number one. And it's coming to the point where I just gotta accept the fact that Black people like a good comment.
Please. Close the door.
No doubt. Black people kind of like a good comment. He said, Ravi said, drop for 25 before each Bob Marley. Drop it right now for a quick 25 while paying attention to the class. Yeah. That's how you gotta, I have been doing that. Spreading throughout the day a lot of times. But yeah, it's not just him, West Coast wise. It's just something about scammers that it seems that Black people really like it. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, in between time, we're gonna go ahead and wind this one down so I can go relax and finish adjusting my vertebrae there so I can wake up in the morning crispy. Tomorrow's my workout day. I'm about to embark on a little new program. Edward Green said, Black people need a con man and a boogeyman. Now that you say that, yeah, they need the boogeyman too. Because look, the con man that does he got to tell you about the boogeyman to get the money. That's it's kind of hand in hand there. You know what I'm saying? So, But yeah, in the meantime, in between time, we're gonna go ahead and sign off and say peace. And don't forget that we've adjusted that day because it's gonna be raining this Saturday. We having the memorial for Lord Graceful Malik next Saturday, the 28th. So everybody be on point about that. And see you when I see you.